Hello everyone, this video on Hollow Earth theory is for those people who completely disregard Hollow Earth theory, and I made this for those people, and I hope after watching this they'll somehow believe in this theory and it just makes more sense than what people truly say or think about it. Okay, now I did a lot of research on this topic, and in the beginning I was also a non-believer, but after researching for hours and hours, I collected a lot of data like the proofs, the entrances, and then I just thought of putting it up in a one video, and then so that people can get to know more about this theory. So this was the main reason I tried doing this video. So the Hollow Earth theory hypothesis proposes that, according to Wikipedia, proposes that the planet Earth either is entirely hollow or otherwise contains a substantial interior space. The scientific community, all the scientific people, has dismissed this notion. Okay, but the concept of hollow Earth is still remains a conspiracy, or you can say a mystery, which the science completely disregards. And this was first proposed by Edmund Halley. He was an astronomer and a mathematician. Okay, there is also a comet named after him, and he was the first one to propose that Earth has interior space. It's contains substantial interior space in it. Okay, so he was of the scientific community. He was the first one to believe that our Earth is hollow from inside. And if you look in many different cultures and folklores, we can find the concept of hollow Earth. Okay, and in mythology, this idea of subterranean seemed arguable. And according to the ancient Greeks, there were caverns in the surface, which were entrances leading to the underworld. And in the Celtic mythology also, and in Buddhists also, and they believe now also that there is a city called Shambhala inside our Earth, and it's pretty much interesting and very arguable for those who are like skeptical. Now the next thing which comes after the theory is the proofs. Is there any proof of the Hollow Earth theory? And after researching for a lot of time, I found many proofs which can prove this theory is true. And if you want to dive deeper into this theory, I can give you links for the Hollow Earth theory, what this means according to Edmund Halley. But now I'm going to show you the proofs of Hollow. Now this photo was taken by ESA 7 satellite on 23rd November 1968, and this photo clearly shows a hole in the North Pole center. Okay, right down here. Now the most interesting thing about this is that NASA never releases any satellite image of the North Pole, so this is very much debatable topic, and why NASA doesn't do that. And the planes are also not allowed to fly over the North Pole. Okay, so and another image which I found on Google, you can just Google ESA 7 satellite and you will find loads of images of it. Another image I found was that ESA 3 also took the same image of North Pole, which showed a hole in it, and it was just 1 year before the ESA 7 satellite image. Okay, so there are many images, okay, which you can find on Google, which clearly point out that there is a hole in North Pole center. Now people who do not believe in this will definitely try to bring up the theories that it can be composite image or image editing, but back in 1967, and how could have they edited this image? So it becomes a debatable question. Now one of the scientific answers I found, okay, for the Hollow Earth theory is on this blogspot, hollowplanet.blogspot.in, that why is there a hole at the pole? Okay. Now this guy, I think he did a very good research on it, and he says that the most spinning systems in nature, and everyone knows it, like hurricanes, tornadoes, whirlpools, or water vortices, they all have one common feature, okay, and that is there's an inner empty space near the center of rotation. And we all know that, we all have experienced it or we have all seen it in our lives, okay, that there is an inner empty space in a tornado or a whirlpool. I say tornado, but a whirlpool. Okay. And now a very good example he gave is that in a merry-go-round, in the middle of a merry-go-round, if you try to stay in the center, and if someone spins it faster and faster, it's next to impossible to remain seated in the center. Okay, because centrifugal acceleration will try to throw us out of the merry-go-round, but that's not the only force acting upon the spinning system. Gravity is also acting to pull the matter back together. Okay. So he has a very good explanation, and if you want to see it, you can just directly go to his site and have a look at it. The city which is known to reside in the hollow earth, okay, beneath our earth, is called Agartha. Agartha. And there's also a map in Google. You can Google Agartha map and you can find it. There is a map, and there's a city of Shambhala, the one which I told you about. The Tibetan Buddhists, they believe that there is a city beneath our earth, and it's very, I don't have a word to explain that. It's very intriguing that how one can draw a map like this. Okay, just look at it. Right down here, you can see the internal entrance of Kentucky Mammoth Cave and Brazil, Iguazu Falls, and the Pyramid of Giza. There's also a pyramid in Egypt, which people believe there is an entrance which leads to Hollow Earth. And what they believe is that the central sun, which we know as the core of the earth, provides the heat and warmth to sustain life. And we cannot easily just disprove this theory. It is of much greater interest. And Admiral Byrd's flight, okay, he was the one who just visited the Hollow Earth from this entrance, and I'll go in detail of this Admiral Byrd flight. So this is the map of Agartha. I want to show you guys. Now some people believe that Nazi party leader Adolf Hitler had visited Hollow Earth, and he knew about it, and they even set up a base inside it. And before, people just didn't know about it, but now the official Nazi maps and documents have confirmed the existence of Agartha. Okay, you can just Google it on any site, but though this site is humansarefree.com, and these are the official Nazi instructions to reach the city Agartha in the hall. Okay, these are written in German, but there's also a translation. Now just read these translation instructions. Descent from the point of descent with half speed, a starboard declination of 10 degree, the bow heaviness declination angle of 5 degree. These are all the instructions, and if you want, you can just read all of that, and you clearly believe that there is a city beneath our earth, and Nazis knew about it. Now the last instruction, which clearly says, is that proceed to Agartha, full speed, proceed straight ahead until the new light can be seen. Change of magnetic poles, the changes of the compass needle and instruments are to be disregarded. Now this is very, very interesting, and there is something more than just meets the eye. And these are the official maps of the inner world, which were made by Nazis. There was something which the Nazis knew and the whole world didn't knew. So these all point out to that these all are the proofs of the hollow earth, and there exists a city beneath our earth. And now the next question which arises after the proofs is whether there are entrances to go to the hollow earth in today's world. Okay, I found many entrances, so I'm just going to tell you about the main entrances which are in the world right now. One of the entrances which I found is in Antarctica. This guy, his YouTube channel, he uploaded a video of that on 24th October, Okay, and there is something, and you should watch his video. Now I'm going to show you the images of this Antarctica Hollow Earth entrance. So the entrances which I was talking about are these, which are present in Antarctica. I found this on this website, and you can just have a look at these entrances. There was also a man-made cover. Now the most interesting part of this is that it was available in Google Maps and Google Earth back in 2008 when the guy published that video. But after just 2-3 months, the Google just blackened out these entrances. Nobody got to. They made sure that nobody gets to know about these entrances, and I just can't understand why they're trying to hide this. If there are actually 2 entrances in which are present in Antarctica. The second one is, I think, yeah, this one. Just notice the man-made cover. They must be trying to hide it, okay? But this, now, the only thing which amazed me about this entrance is that why Google had just blackened out it, and why it was not showing this entrance. And another entrance that I showed in the starting, in the whole of the North Pole, is supposedly an entrance to the Hollow Earth, and it's believed that Admiral Byrd, he was a U.S. Navy pilot. He had actually made it to the Hollow Earth. He visited the city, but he was forced to not say anything about it. But Admiral Byrd wrote an extensive documented diary of his journey to the Hollow Earth city Agartha via the North Pole, which he was about to publish. Soon after, all books were banned and retrieved except for the diaries, okay, that his family have held under lock and key. The government at one time gave Byrd 8 months and unlimited funding to retrieve a couple of UFOs embedded somewhere in the north, but in 8 weeks he failed. Okay. And another, so I found on the net the Admiral Byrd's secret diary. There's also a video on YouTube of Admiral Byrd, his video interview. You can view it, and I'll also put up a link in the description. He shares his experience of the North Pole, and on one of the comments I found that on 1 minute 50 seconds the time, he says, but strangely enough, there is left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being, and that's beyond the pole, on the other side of the South Pole from Middle America. Okay, so he mentioned about it that he had visited the North Pole continent, and you can just view this. And another information I found regarding Admiral Byrd was that Ray Palmer, he was the editor of the famous Flying Saucer magazine. He did a detailed story on Admiral Byrd's discoveries. It was reported that the United States government either bought, stole, or destroyed almost every copy, and then destroyed the plates of the printing press. Okay, a very similar situation occurred to an article written about Admiral Byrd's discovery by National Geographic magazine. Upon its publication, the US authorities destroyed every copy of that edition. Now the question which arises is that if the Agartha was bogus, why would the government be so fearful of the information being disseminated? Another interesting tidbit is that the United States government does not permit planes fly over the poles. All flights are directed to go around the poles, and airline pilots flying in those zones will confirm this. Now there's also an interview of a pilot, okay, who confirms that planes are not allowed to go over the pole. Now this is the video interview of an Arctic pilot. He had witnessed the North Pole entrance to Hollow Earth. You can view this video on YouTube. So what I was saying, that planes are not allowed to go over the poles. They're just allowed to go around. Another question which does not make sense is that why it is warmer near the poles than it is hundreds of miles away from them, and why the icebergs are made up of fresh water and not salt water. Okay, and another question which was pointed out by one of the scientists is that who believer of this hollow earth theory that during winter the birds and animals, instead of moving south, okay, in winters, they just the birds fly towards the North Pole. This still has no answer. No one has an answer to this question. In winters, why do they move up to the North Pole instead of going to the south? So this is that was the story of Admiral Byrd, which I told you, and it was also confirmed by Dr. Nafi Cotton. Okay, he confirmed Admiral Byrd's story. There is full account of it. Okay, you can just read it. Otherwise, if I read every sentence, it will be a very long video. And there's also a story of Olaf Jensen. Though it's just a story, but you can just read about it, and it gives you that Olaf Jensen and his son had visited the Agartha hollow earth city. Now I was giving you the entrances. I was saying about the entrances which are present in different parts. So these are the entrances to Agartha. Now the main entrances which are popular is the Mammoth Cave. It's in Kentucky, USA. Okay, Kentucky Mammoth Cave, and Mount Epomeo in Italy. They have the tunnels and caves which lead to Agartha, and in this Italy, and Mount Shasta in California, and India, the Well of Sheshnas in Benares, India. Okay, and in Oraman, it's near Jaipur in India. The Gobi Desert in Mongolia. So there are many purported entrances to Agartha, and not only that, in India also people believe that there is an entrance to the hollow world. It has been written in mythologies of Ramayana and the Mahabharata. Okay, so it's something which is worth reading, and if you want to know more about it, you can just Google it, and you can also ask me in the comment section. I'll just give you the link, okay, so that you can get to know about the entrances to Agartha, the detailed entrances, from where they lead. Now people always ask question that if everyone knows today that there are entrances leading to the hollow earth, why won't there be any visits till now, okay, through the North Pole? Well, there were expeditions which were supposed to start, okay, in 2006 and 2014, but they all failed. Now this interview I found on telegraph.co.uk is of Dallas Thompson. On October 4, 2002, a strange guest appeared, okay, on American radio show. Now he was talking about the hollow earth city and his plans of reaching there, and he had also written a book called Cosmic Manuscript. Yeah. And he had his plans to reach the hollow earth city. He was just telling about it on the radio show, and suddenly after that he completely disappeared. No one knew where he had gone. Some believe he reached the hollow earth city and he still resides there, but people are not sure where he went, and it remains a mystery till now. So this was one of the expeditions which he was talking about, and it remained a complete mystery. Now in 2002, Steve Curry and Rodney Clough and Steve Curry decided to start the expedition to the North Pole Center, and Rodney Clough, he has also written a book, World Top Secret, Our Earth is Hollow, and I read it, and it's completely awesome. Even a non-believer will start believing in this theory after reading that book. So he has written that book, and he told in an interview that they worked for several years, Steve Curry and Rodney Clough, and they decided to start an expedition. And it was planned to begin on August 2006. Steve Curry was charging about $26,000 for one person, and he had already made 40 people. So they were leaving on August 2006, and suddenly Steve Curry found that he had brain tumors, and he suddenly died before that in July. So that was a very sad news for his family and for all of the people who were supposed to go on that journey. But again, in 2014, they planned to go on an expedition journey. Rodney Clough teamed up with Brooks Agnew. He's a physicist. Brooks Agnew was appointed as the new leader, and they were planning to depart summer 2014 departure. But another disaster fell upon them. Suddenly, Brooks Agnew resigned. He said a major stockholder in his company had withdrawn all their money, saying it was because Agnew was involved in an expedition to find the Hollow Earth. When another key member of the team died, so in an aeroplane crash, Rodney Clough thought that there is some mysterious powers which are maneuvering against them. Now, seriously, the whole plans of expedition to the Hollow Earth were failed completely. He thought that there is some kind of force that's trying to stop this happening. So this was about the expedition which were planned, but they all were a complete fail. And one more question which arises, that why the government is trying to hide this from the public? Why they don't want the people and the public to know about it, that there exists an entrance to the Hollow Earth? Now this is one of the biggest cover-up of all time, and it seriously doesn't have definite answer, but I read it somewhere on the internet that maybe the government doesn't want a chaos to occur. So consider, if the people gets to know about it, they just everyone will try to go there, and it will be a big chaos, and they just don't want this to happen. It is right to some extent, but I don't think that they should hide this Hollow Earth theory. And if they know something about it, they should tell the public. But government always keeps mum about the UFO landings and the Area 51. We all are aware of that. Roswell crash of 1947 or 48. And this Hollow Earth. So, but I made this video so that I can attract people, who do not believe in this theory, so that they start believing in it, and it has some very interesting proof, and it is something that we are not seeing, and there is something more than just meets the eye. The main role in this all stuff is that we need to start believing in it. We need to start believing in just not only believe in the scientific things, but what the science cannot explain fully, we should also start believing in that. And I want the whole world to know about this, so that everyone knows that there is an ancient civilization, or I can say aliens of advanced civilizations living beneath our earth. And the Hollow believers say that the UFO sightings are due to this only. The UFOs come from Agartha through North Polar and South Polar openings, and just to check on the mankind. Guys, I want you to all believe in this theory, and we all can make a difference. If we just team up and we decide to start an expedition, we all can make a difference, and we can prove this to the whole world that there is something more inside our earth than the government just tells it about it. And back in 2014, a new discovery also that there's a giant ocean beneath the earth which can fill up the oceans of our earth 3 times. So I want all you to just team up so that we can make this a more serious topic to consider, so that people of higher authorities and scientists, they all team up together and they just start an investigation or research on this topic. And I myself want to make a journey into the North Pole center, but it's not at all possible for an individual. So I want people who are interested just to contact me or just write up in the comments section. So I know it sounds a bit funny, but we all can do that. There are many entrances and we all can research about it, okay, so that at least we can try to discover, to prove that there is hollow earth. If not, I'm not saying that we will visit the hollow earth, but at least we can prove that there exists a city inside our earth. This was supposed to be 40-45 minute video, but I had to cut it down. So I knew people don't have time in this 21st century, and tried to just include the main points. I couldn't explain anything in details, but if you want to ask anything, just throw up in the comment section and I'll definitely read all of them and will try to answer as many questions as I can. And I was also, a scientific geek before some months back, but after reading about this theory, I also thought that there is something which our government doesn't want us to know, and the science cannot well explain. Or you can also directly contact me on my email so that we can work on this topic seriously, and we can just bring this idea to the whole world. Thank you for watching this video. I know I'll get loads of dislikes on this my first video because it's a conspiracy one, but I just don't care about the dislikes. I want the world to come up and believe in this theory, and just discover anything about it. Thank you and have a nice day.